Hello and welcome to the video. Tarkov wipe today, and we're going to be looking at what is the best weapon to use on wipe day. Now, on your inventory, if you start as a USEC, you have the MDR available or an M4. However, as we know, it's quite easy to die in this game. So on my stash here, you see all the weapons available that are for purchase. And you have a few options, and we're going to take a look at all of the recoils and see which one ends up being the most effective and what I would recommend. So first of all, we'll look at the weapons. The M1911 is the pistol. Sometimes it's nice just to do a pistol run to save yourself some cash. You can get that from Peacekeeper. And then you can get this mount for it, throw on a flashlight. I would highly recommend using the 11 round mags, also available from Peacekeeper. However, you can only buy 6 of them. Then you want to use the laser match ammo, as that is the best one available at level 1 traders. The next other option, and I think this is probably going to be the best option, is the MP5. You have access to 30 round mags, so that's great. And then you want to use the green tracer round, the 9x19. The Keter is a good option because it's very lightweight. It can fold up into a 4 square, so sometimes you can throw that in your rig. It's also very cheap, and it has 20 round mags available. Next, you have the AKS-74U. You can put on the B18 mount, which would allow you to put a sight onto the weapon, which is pretty nifty. You can also see here, that's how you put on the laser for the pistol. And you have access to the PRS round, which is not very good, but early in the quest line, you'll get the PS round, which will take care of opponents wearing level 3 armor. After that, you have your biggest magazine option with the PPSH. Rocking a 71 rounder. That's always fun. It comes standard with the 35, but why not buy the 71? You know, more bullets, more death. Then the last thing you have here is the PP19. I think this is probably also going to be very effective. I've heard that the 9x19 have very low recoil, and you can go ahead and put a sight on that. Fortunately, you can't buy the 30 rounders at level 1, but you can get these banana mag 20 rounders, and those aren't too bad. Then you also have the classic SKS. You only have soft points available, so they're not going to go through any armor. Basically, none of the rounds at level 1 go through armor, so that's kind of the case for all the weapons. But you can get a 20 rounder from Peacekeeper at level 1, and you just have to take out the 10 round internal box magazine, and then you can put in the 20 rounder. And if you find the OP SKS, it will have the dovetail mount, and then you could also put a sight on this weapon. So now let's go take a look at all of the different recoils of these weapons. So now to the recoil test. We're going to start with the M4. We're going to do a little bit of single shot and then uncontrolled full auto and controlled full auto. And all these weapons are basically stock. So let's take a look. That's pretty good. We'll see. This is uncontrolled. That climbed up pretty high. And then we'll do a controlled. Just scoot over a little bit. Yeah, you can pull that down fairly easily, so that's nice. Next, we'll try the MDR. This one is usually one of my favorite wipe day guns. See here. Okay. And now we'll switch to full auto. We'll do uncontrolled. You can see at the end of the burst, it really starts to bounce, but the grouping actually doesn't look too bad. And I got a full mag. Then we'll do a controlled full auto. I feel like it's shooting a little low. That might be... I don't know. It says I'm 0 to 100. Usually I keep my 0 at 50. So now we'll take a look at the weapons you can buy. And we'll start with the pistol. And I'm just going to do basically aimed control fire because I don't have so many mags. Seems pretty good. One more. Yeah, this is shooting low. There we go. That went down to 50 now. I think my zeroing was a little bit weird. I might have to redo some of those. So let's look at the MP5 now. We'll do single shot, actually. Ooh, that's like a laser beam. We'll try full auto uncontrolled. Doesn't climb too much. Started to get shaky. I know at the end of the mag it gets even more shaky, so we'll do a controlled here now. I mean, that is a lot more controllable than the old recoil. Do single shot here. I mean, I'm clicking about as fast as I can, and that is not climbing at all. That's actually kind of insane. And we'll just do a uncontrolled one here. That's not too bad. That's actually pretty decent. I feel like that would be very controllable. We'll do a full auto controlled. Didn't get quite through it because I used so many single shots, but I think it probably would have looked similar to that, but just there if I had had a full mag. Now let's try better. So we'll try a single shot. Pretty much dead center, uncontrolled. Started to see a little bit of bounce at the end of the mag. And we'll do a controlled. But I think the bouncing will be the same between controlled and uncontrolled, so I actually kind of like pulled down a little bit too much there. So I gotta adjust my aim going forward. So now we'll try the PPSH here. We'll start with single shot. Pretty good. Not too much climb. Then we'll try uncontrolled recoil. Yeah, that one still goes to the sky. That's actually kind of interesting. That might be a balancing option. Actually, I want the 71 rounder there, not the 35. It's probably a balancing thing because I think this one will be too good. And we'll try now controlled recoil. And that was actually shooting pretty low. What is this sighted at? It actually doesn't let me check on the PPSH. That's kind of weird. I did test the other assault rifles for the M4 and the MDR. They would not let me go to a 50-meter sighting. And that might be because they're on irons, but that's a little bit weird. Haven't had that before. We'll try here the PPS. Okay, that is a laser beam. Now we'll try uncontrolled. I mean, that barely climbs. We'll be putting in our 20 rounder. And controlled. Dude, that thing slaps. Holy shit. And last but not least, we'll try the SKS here. Uncontrolled. And I'm just going to shoot as fast as I can. So that pops up, but then it's fairly consistent. And then we'll do a little bit of control, but I think it will be similar. Yeah. Very interesting. But this is sighted to 100. I don't know why the other ones were so low. It's a little strange. So I'm going to go ahead and say the PP19 is my wipe day recommendation for a weapon. It had incredibly low recoil, and you have access to 20 rounders, which is pretty good. The other good option I would say is the AKS-74U. That also felt very usable. And in addition to that, the MP5, which is actually going to be very similar to the PP19, except you'll be using iron sights instead of a scope, but you'll get access to the 30 rounder. So there's a bit of a trade-off there, what your preference is. And all of these weapons can be had from level 1. So these would be my 3 picks for wipe day. Now get out into the lands of Tarkov and enjoy your raids.